How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to take the Husky out again. We're going to go out to Crown Point in the Vista House. One of my favorite rides that's just out of town. Get a little bit of highway in to get there. And then take some nice curvy roads. And then we'll even hit a little dirt when we're out there. Yeah, so this is going to be my first proper going out of town for a minute ride on this bike, which is going to be great. My last time riding it was the alley sweeper, and that was a lot of fun. Thankfully I wasn't involved with any of the mishaps, but yeah, it'll be good to get out on a proper ride out of town compared to that being all in town. The furthest I went was St. John's, so this will be nice. And yeah, I'll spare you all the faffery as I get ready here. I don't even have the right glove in my hand. All right. Still a little scared of this bike, not gonna lie. Alright, we're on 84, finally made it out of city traffic. Just trying to get the camera going for this beautiful view of Mount Hood in time, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna get it. Well, I gotta say, I can see why people put rally fairings on these things. At first I was kind of dismissive of it, because, you know, riding off-road, I like my airflow. And frankly, right now, I'm not even sure if you can hear me over the wind noise. That depends on how good my microphone is behaving, but at any rate, I pretty much got to go full tuck in order to avoid just getting swept backwards. Yeah, so at least a little fairing here would be nice. I'm going to do that much for sure. Problem with fairings, though, is then it's connected to your steering, right? And then you get that. If the wind starts blowing on one side or the other a little bit too hard. But I gotta tell you, this is I can upset the bike and it's actually pretty stable right now. You know, I'm kind of deliberately twisting the front handlebars. And yeah, it's a little squirrely, but it's not bad at all. And I'm going 72 miles an hour, which is actually, I'm speeding, so I should slow down here. Troutdale's 55. Anyway, so that seems to work quite well. This is my exit here anyway. Yeah, Lewis and Clark State Park, the Oxbow Regional Park on the Sandy River. Gorgeous. Beautiful spring day. Just been having the nicest weather here. That quick shifter, get a few downshifts. This thing handles very nicely. Yep, nice and slow. Oh, it's the sheriff. Howdy, officer. Guy's in an M car. Why is he going so slow? She's a performance machine. But she's just waiting to be set free here. Man, this bike in stock form has got serious performance. The only reason I'm putting a can on is because I've heard that the stock one gets super hot and can melt luggage and your plastic if you have luggage on. So yeah, for me, that's reason enough. And a little bit extra power never hurt, you know. 2 or 3 horsies. I'm cool with it either way. But yeah, it already performs so well. I'm not gonna go crazy with performance mods. I really don't see the need, you know. Like, unless I was gonna race it, like if I'm putting supermoto wheels on eventually, so then if I decide to race it, then yeah, like definitely I could see performance mods. But yeah, I'll probably just put the slip-on exhaust, and well, I'm gonna do the intake just so I have the space here for the extra fuel from Raid Garage. I just ordered that, so that'll be on the way. Yeah, and I ordered a well, no, I didn't order it yet, but I am gonna get the Tecmo slip-on because it's supposed to be the most quiet and spark arrested, and I want to keep it quiet. I don't want a loud pipe. So as far as luggage goes, my buddy's gonna lend me a Reckless 80 for our little initial excursion. So I'm gonna see how I like that, how it fits up to the bike and everything. And that's a Moscow Moto Reckless 80. And I might run the bike rackless. I was initially thinking that I would put a luggage rack on it and get some panniers, but now that I've ridden the bike a little bit more and I know like how light it feels and how small it still feels, even though it's a bigger bike compared to like my WR, it just feels light and it feels very easy and maneuverable. And so, you know, it's like this thing's going to be pretty trail capable, and I'm going to be able to want to run it like fully trail ready with like no rear rack, you know, because I don't want to be dropping it on the rear rack like on the trail a bunch and carrying the extra weight. But who knows, I might change my mind. None of this is, you know, I just changed my mind once to go away from the rack, so we'll see. Yeah, one thing that I am glad that I ordered is a Seat Concepts, because this is already feeling like a plank. Holy cow. I've been on the bike maybe like a half hour, 45 minutes. Yes, that was a 35 to 45 mile an hour third gear power wheelie. That's right, baby. And it was right in front of that other biker. He's like, hell yeah. Yeah, this bike is bonkers. That's what I mean about performance, is that you know, holy cow, man. Like, do you really need a lot of extra performance on this bike? Because that is everything stock, you know. The only thing I've added to this bike so far are a heated gear lead and a phone holder and a cruise control. And it's doing that shit. So, I mean, what more do you want? This bike is fast as, well, expletive. Woo! Test her out. Wow, that's a nice view. Well, here we are, Crown Point in the Vista House. Oh, thank God. Better be careful. Oh man, this thing really slows down. Oh, don't do that. This bike handles so well. There's the rev limiter. Lots of people out riding today. That quick shifter is insane. Of course, right at my favorite corners. You can just put this thing through corners going so fast, man. Oh my God, dude. This bike is fast, dude. Shit. What was that? That was weird. I tried using the quick shifter and it just like popped out of gear. Huh. I mean, I should probably go a little bit easier on it. It's still in the break-in period, so. That was weird though. But yeah, this bike is incredible. This is the most sporty handling bike I've ever had. Yeah. Pretty sweet. That was fun. Wow. This bike is incredible. Quick shifter is a little the downshift is nice. The upshift's a little clunky unless you're like going full throttle, balls to the wall. I'm a little bit off my rhythm. Should slow down a bit as he shifts up. Smooth. That was smooth. Oh my God. This is with TKC 80s on the bike too. Yes. All right, here we go. We're gonna go off-road a little bit. Hopefully I don't start sweating up a freaking mess here. I mean, it feels fine. It's like easy peasy. Yeah, you're gonna slide out pretty easy around that one. That was nice. Little slide to get the back end around. That felt like a nice balanced slide that time. Ooh, it's cooling off quick. That's quite nice. Just a little too warm after all that sporty riding. I got my adrenaline pumping. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm a little more chill with this guy off-road because it's a lot of power. It's got traction control, but I don't know how far to trust it just yet, you know? Yeah, you very quickly leave all those crowds behind when you come up here. Forget to get my weight the outside of the bike. Man, my right hand turns just feel so awkward though. I just don't know what it is. Guess I could use some serious training with that. She's a rowdy ride, that's for sure. Wow, already up to the top. That was quick. Nope, there's a truck there. Well, that was fine. Yeah, this thing's got so much power, it's like, whoa, you really gotta tame it down when you're off-road, because boy, it kicks out real quick. It's nice. I think it's nice having traction control on it. Level 2, it's still on, but it lets you slip the back end out so that the bike doesn't feel like totally neutered, you know. I've actually never come down this road. Usually go left, and there's a little bit more dirt to hit up that way, but I'm running out of time today, so I'm actually pretty glad that I took this road back, because this is sweet. Wow, this road's sweet. Holy cow, dude. Ooh. Stop sign. Wow, this bike is fast, man. This bike is so fast. I'm not even riding it that fast, but yeah. This thing has got serious performance. This is more than I expected, honestly. Well, so another big update. I finally sold my WR250. Yeah, it's feels like the end of an era, you know, but I sold it to a friend of a friend, and I feel pretty good about who got it, so that's really positive. And we came to a pretty solid agreement. Both of us were happy about the deal, and I really hope that that bike is going to do for him what it did for me, you know, which is just to really expand the horizons of what's possible on a dual sport bike. It led me to this, you know, because this is even more capable, you know. Like, the WR won't do that. Yeah, this bike's just got so much more in the tank, you know, which makes it a little worse for some things. Like, I'd still rather have the WR on single track, just because, man, come on, you know. This much power just on that gravel road. Granted, that road's a little tricky just because it's like tight switchbacks and loose, but, you know, so is single track a lot of the time, and it's much more narrow, so, and larger obstacles too. So, but yeah, you know, I've got my 350, and I really like that bike for single track. So there you go. But this is gonna flex more into a BDR roll, and it's just for fun too, you know, like a ride like today. I would have enjoyed today's ride on the WR for sure, but the peak level of excitement is just not the same, you know. And oh yeah, that said, this bike's almost a little too much for me, you know, like my adrenaline was like topping out, but boy, is it exhilarating. So I'm hoping that I can grow into it a little bit in that sense. This bike is definitely more of a head turner too. The WR definitely got some attention though. Mostly old guys at gas stations would come up and be like, oh, what is that, a 250? Oh, I used to have a 1974 Suzuki, da 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 da. God bless them. I love those old men. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't have these bikes. If they didn't buy bikes, nobody, they would have, all the manufacturers would have been like, well, I guess nobody really wants this. We thought it was a cool idea. So, to all the old guys down there holding down, keeping Enduro going for us youth. Well, who am I calling youth? I'm 34. At any rate, thank you. See, what else am I planning to do this? I already talked about the fuel tank and the luggage setup. I haven't really settled on the luggage exactly just yet, but yeah, and I talked about maybe getting a rally screen. Probably not yet with the rally screen. I'm gonna try a little windscreen first and see how that does for me, just because the rally screen is a lot. It's just a lot, especially riding off-road a lot. It's gonna block all that good wind when it's hot out that you want, you know. So I'm just not ready to commit to that level of wind protection on this bike yet. So we'll see about a little windscreen down on the front here first. You know, the first time I took it on the highway, I noticed a lot of vibration in the bars, but today I didn't notice it as much, and I was on the highway a lot longer. So I was looking at, you know, rubber mounts and all the fancy and the steering stabilizer. Man, that stuff gets expensive. So right now it's handling super solid, steering straight. I did that test on the highway with the wobble, and there's no wobble really. I mean, it recovered pretty quickly. So that was like intentionally upsetting the bike, and it would recover on its own. So I'm not too worried about like super duper tank slappers on it. But we'll see, you know, putting that windscreen on there might make that worse. So I'm just gonna take it slow. Let's see, covered performance mods. Don't really plan on doing much there besides the pipe. So I can run the Reckless 80s. Seat Concepts, they've got up to a 2-month lead time. So I ordered a Seat Concepts already, but it's gonna be a while till that gets here. Yeah, I think that about covers it. Tires, I guess. It's TKC 80s. They'll do until they're either worn out or until I plan on doing a longer trip on them where I'll want something different. Ooh, crash protection. So, for crash protection, I'm still trying to decide exactly which route I want to go. The Outback MotorTech crash bars go right down here on the outside, and I like them. The thing about them is if you lay down on pavement, oh boy, could they really like flip your bike over, you know? Like if you slid out on asphalt, those bars, I don't know if they would slide on the pavement or if they would catch and then, you know, but either way, your bike is getting messed up if you go down on pavement, and it's never happened to me, knock on wood. But that's a consideration. But I do want something up here because those are my radiators. And the nice thing about those guards is they would also protect the plastics, which, I mean, honestly, I'm probably going to drop this bike off-road at some point. It's got so much power. The back end loves to get crazy on you, so I should probably just go with those to protect the plastics too. Otherwise, I could put radiator guards on, and then it wouldn't be as much bulk and weight. That was a brand new Africa Twin Adventure Sports 1100. Yeah, and then skid plate, the stock plastic one is actually not that terrible. I'm sure if you hit it hard enough with like a sharp rock, you could get through it. So I probably will upgrade and just get one of the polyethylene ones. The plastic ones are easily the best. They're way better than metal. It's just less noise reflected back at you, less weight. Polyethylene is like very waxy, so if you get hung up on something, you're gonna slide on and off of it a lot easier on the plastic skid plates. So, and it's like the toughest material ever, man. It's, yeah, that can just take a brutal beating. So the only thing I would say is that if you just like send it like case first into a rock, which is like a pretty big mistake if you do, but anyway, the polyethylene is going to flex in a little bit more from a huge like direct hit like that. So it's not going to disperse the energy along the plate. It's going to flex in more. But by how much, you know, and like, God, you would have to like full send the bike off of a jump with speed and like be wheeling up in the air and like punch the case into something. And then I could see you causing, that's where like an aluminum plate. So maybe you're like Poltaris and you're just like going crazy, doing crazy trials in like a rock quarry. Okay, wow, that's quite very slow way to do that. Oh, I guess he didn't want to turn. Oh my God, dude. I think I'm in 5th, 6th. Okay, no, I was in 3rd. Unless this bike's got the magic 7th gear. The mythical 7th gear. We've all tried to find it. None of us have been successful. I don't know, is there a bike with 7 gears out there? Does anybody know of one? The most I've ever seen is 6. Seems like for a sequential gearbox, 7 would be a lot. Yeah, one thing I'm kind of glad that this bike has such a peaky motor. Just because, man, when you're off-road, you can, it's nice to be able to like really go down in power. Because when this thing's on the pipe, boy, it's snappy, even in mode 2. All right, well, we're about to get on the freeway. So, you know what that means. We got to do a fun little pull here. And then I'll probably see you guys down the road because I don't want to blow you away with wind noise. him to do a pull that time. All right. I want to ride this thing everywhere right now. This thing is incredible. It's so much fun. Well, hey everybody. Thanks for taking another ride with me on the 701 to one of my favorite twisty roads, just right outside of town, and all the beautiful views of the gorge. If you liked what you saw today, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more, go ahead and hit subscribe. Yeah, stay tuned. All those tasty little items that I've described are going on the bike soon, so stay tuned for that, and I will see you down the road.